Hello and welcome to the arcade control panel double joystick arcade kit from arcadeflatpack.co.uk. Before we begin assembly, let's just take a moment to have a look through our components. So you should have in your kit 9 stainless steel marine grade M6 button head bolts and nuts to go with that. Panel wise, we should have a front panel, you can see there with the grill and the cutout in. We should have our actual top panel with the buttonholes and joystick mounting points. We should also have a rear panel, that's the smaller one there with the grill in. Our locking panel that you can recognise easily by the cutout there and the nut hole. The bottom panel with integrated hinge, and also the 2 side panels, which can be used either way around. The first thing we need to do before starting our assembly proper is to insert our nuts into the recesses within the kit. So start by removing the nuts and taking a nut, one nut at a time, insert into the recesses in the kit. Now notice that we have the flat edge of the nut there in position, and then just simply push down till we centralize it. You may have to lift the panel up a bit. There you can see one in position. We need to repeat that process everywhere that you see a cutout. So you can see there's one there, there's one at the other end, there's also some cutouts there on the side panels, and also at the ends of the front panel. Insert a nut into each slot, and then we're almost ready to begin our build. Once that step's complete, you should have nuts in the recesses on each panel that contain them. Also in the 2 side panels to ensure that the top panel can mount. And now we're ready for assembly. Okay, so we start by taking one of the side panels, any side panel will do, and just lay it down on the table first of all. The next thing we'll need is we'll take our front panel and we'll insert this slot into this hole. Okay, push it home until it's actually flush along the edge, and then the next thing to do is to actually take one of the bolts, insert it through the hole that you can see there, and tighten that up. I'm going to use an Allen key screwdriver just to finish tightening that. You don't need to go crazy tightening up, just nip it up. That should be fine. You'll find that's nice and strong. Okay. The next thing to do is to put in our locking panel, and this should have the lip facing down towards the feet at the bottom. That goes into that slot there, and again if you tilt it back, we're going to hold that in position in the slot, and then insert another bolt into that hole. Same procedure as the last one. Snip it up and then bring it back around that way. The final panel to put in for this half is the rear panel, so we can insert that into the remaining slot here. Goes in like so. And the next thing to do is to take our bottom panel, notice the notched cutouts, and insert one of the cutouts into the hole, like so. You'll have to keep hold of this panel. With your other hand, take hold of the remaining side panel, and we're going to repeat the process that we did on the bottom but on the top. But before we put the bolts in, we will actually put that final hinge piece into the hole on the panel. Line up with that hole there, and then line up these two with the two remaining slots, like so. Okay, we're now ready for our remaining bolts to go in for this piece. So take two more bolts, place one in the front panel just like we did on the bottom, and one in the locking panel, and then tighten them up. You don't need to worry about the nuts, they're held in place already. Okay, we should have the beginnings of structure there. You should also have the hinged bottom panel now working. If you like now, upside down, we can close our bottom panel and insert the bolt that goes in there. Just have to push that in a bit. There we go. To hold this securely while we're assembling and working with the bottom section, you can put one of the remaining bolts into the locking panel hole there, and this keeps the hinge door closed. It also keeps it secure until you want to actually get to your joystick wiring and your buttons. Tighten that. We've now got an assembled bottom section. The nuts are also in position in our side panels, both sides. Put that to one side temporarily. Now over to our top panel. Do put something underneath your top panel to make sure you don't actually damage the surface, and rotate it so you can see the slots facing you, and the rounded edge should be at the bottom and the straight edge at the top. Once you've done that, if you take your assembled bottom section with the longest length to the top straight edge, and what we're going to do is line that up with the slots. Start with one side, and you want to roughly line that up and slot it in. There we go, there and there. Repeat that on the other side, then we're going to push it down. Okay, we now need to repeat at the other side, and these can be slightly tight, so you just need to push back against the other edge and then gently push it in position. You find that once you get one edge in, it'll all actually go in. There we go. Slide that forward a touch. Push down until it's flush, as you can see there. Repeat for the other side. Make sure that's down flush as well. Don't worry too much, as long as you've got it in that slot. We're now going to rotate it. So we can rotate it now onto its feet. And remove your cloth. Push down on the panel just to make sure everything's secure. You should now find that's nice and flat and solid. No wobbling. We'll then take our remaining 4 stainless steel bolts and use these outside holes and tighten those up. One of the nuts has moved, I just need to move it back. Remove the bolt from the locking panel. And simply push that back into position. Okay. That's our finished control panel assembled, nice and solid. You'll notice at the front we have a slot for access to the Raspberry Pi or any cabling that you want to bring out through there. Also, if you remove the locking bolt, you can actually access your joystick for both sides and also the button wiring as well. Once you finish wiring it, just simply close down and put in the locking bolt. And that's our finished arcade control panel or double joystick, finished and ready for use. Cover it with vinyl, put an edging strip on it, finished, look lovely in your arcade room, or use it with the television or a Raspberry Pi. If you want to finish your kit, add some sign vinyl and a self-adhesive edging strip. Also, I recommend if you use cheap car paint, you can actually see there the finish that you actually achieve is quite good. Has an old school arcade feel. If you want to purchase one of our kits, take a look on eBay. My username is Mark Nutter, or visit our website, which is www.arcadeflatpack.co.uk. Thank you for watching.